Helping Seniors Television, all about improving quality of life for seniors. If you're a senior, know a senior, or plan to be a senior, then this show is for you. It's all about helping you develop your own aging plan so you can age actively and with dignity. Helping Seniors Television from the Helping Seniors Network of information, education, and resources.
Let me tell you, if you're a care manager or case manager, you are on the run. I don't see how you guys do it. It's like 24/7. So let me invite Danica Scuderi-Carluccio to come up and Karen Wernlund. You guys, this is a panel discussion. I'm going to turn the microphones over to them, and they're going to share with you some information about care and case management. And I just want to set this up, and then you guys can correct me when I say this wrong. But what I understand case and care managers do is they help you navigate when the doctors come in and say, you have a couple of choices. We could go at it this way. We could go at it this way. For a lot of times, it's just great to have that information so you can make the best decision. But how many know that if the doctor's explaining something to us, we really don't have enough background or expertise to understand what to do or what's the right order to do things in? I heard one of the attorneys that we work with say this, people go through some of these life events once or twice in their life. Maybe it happens to them. Maybe it's happening to a loved one in their family. These guys are working with these by the dozens every week. So when you want something done right, you go to somebody who really knows what they're doing and can help you make the best decisions possible. So with that, there's two microphones, two brilliant people here. On my immediate right is Danica with Advocates for the Aging. And on my other immediate right, this would be Karen. So round of applause for our guys. Let's make sure these microphones work. And you're on.
Thank you, Kerry.
Thank you. Do you want to go ahead and start?
You want me to start first or just do a little bit about your business and then go? Okay. So I am Karen Wernlund. I'm with Emerald Care Management. This has been my business. I have been in business for 3 years. And basically, if you look at the care management system on just as you would someone on autism on a scale, very little to much needed help. So Emerald Care is down on this end where I want to keep you independent in your own home for as long as possible and as healthy as possible. So I want to just make sure that you have the things you need. I see someone I talked to yesterday. It's so good to see you here. And my favorite story is about a gentleman who broke his foot, his right foot, so he couldn't drive for 6 weeks. So I was his driver, if you will, for 6 weeks. And we teased each other at the end when he finally got the boot off. I said, so now, Jim, you can give me the boot. So he gets to go back out on his own and go to Dunkin' Donuts every single day like he's always done. And that's more or less how my business works. Oh, minute either.
I'm Danica, as Kerry introduced. Advocates for the Aging has been around since 2008. We are a comprehensive care management and case management company. And what that means is we want to make sure that our team keeps you as autonomous as possible, independent as possible, and navigate those waters related to elder care, placement, rehab, anything that falls under that umbrella of elder care, seniors. We're here to be able to help you and walk through your journey. We formulate care plans to make sure that if you need care, we know what you want and how to perform the duties for a quality outcome. We make sure that we listen and hear you and then formulate yet again another layer of the what ifs, because there's always a what if. That's why Kerry always says, put your ducks in a row. We want to make sure that if you today are really healthy, we want you to plan ahead and say, what if I need this in the future? Where is the resource I can go to? Who is the resource? And that would be case management. And we utilize our company as a bit on the other end of Karen's because we stay around for a long time from the end and sometimes thereafter with the families. We have not only case management where our nurses and case managers and our social workers come out in the home, attend medical appointments with you, and provide that support, but we also have bill pay agents. We help you with insurance and benefits. And we also have property management, because sometimes it's very difficult for a senior to get up on the roof and clean out their gutters or change their filters every month or what have you. Or if you're dealing with contractors and you want to make sure they're on the up and up, our property managers will walk you through that. So we're there for the long haul to make sure that we can help you stay as positive and qualityful as possible.
Do you want to start asking first?
Sure.
Okay, you want to go first or want me to go first?
I'll ask you.
Okay, she's going to ask me three.
So when you receive a referral, what is your assessment process?
Good question. Okay, and I took notes too. We let each other know ahead of time so we'd be able to answer the questions for you. So with me, there's an initial assessment. I'm going to find out if there is any medical needs and how serious or not serious are they. And do you wish to remain living independently, or do I need to find someone to help you find some memory care facility? Do you want to improve your daily living skills? That's something I can help you with right then and there. And how about your transportation? Are you still comfortable driving or no? You want to give your car up? And again, with social support, are you feeling lonely? Are you feeling like you're getting out socially as well as you could? And then daily living assessment. So are you able to take your own showers, cook your own meals, do your housework, do your financial record keeping, and keep all those things going in your own home? And safety in the home is a third assessment that I do. If the pathway's clear in your home, you're not going to trip and fall on your way to the restroom. Are your wires all recoiled? This is all little things that I can take care of. You know, it's not rocket science. We don't need a professor to help us coil up your wires and so forth. Loose rugs, batting on the back, good tape on the back to keep those down, and repairs that are needed. Do you need to be hooked up with somebody who can do those repairs at a reasonable cost to you? And then your physical health, and this is actually where it's my eyes doing the work. So I want to know any issues like, are you having trouble chewing? How about your vision? How about your hearing? Not that I can help you with any of those things, but I can find you the people who can. So I'm those first steps into being able to stay independent by getting all your, as Kerry would say, ducks in a row. And then I actually wanted to learn a little bit more from Danica about property management services and exactly how does that work for a client?
How it works is if there is an identified need in the home where you're still wanting to live in your home, but you just can't maintain the upkeep, or you can't do the lawn anymore and you want a reputable person to mow your lawn, you can call our property managers, and they have so many resources from contractors to lawn service to pest control to be able to get out there and help you with very good resources and reliable resources. Our property managers can also, if you have some minor things that you need done, they can come out and help you with that. Fix a lamp, change filters, look at things that you may be troubleshooting because you don't want to pay that $150 or $200 an hour for just someone to come out there. That's what our property managers will come out and do. They will also prepare you for hurricane season. You can give us a call and say, I don't want to put up my hurricane shutters anymore. And guess what? They'll be out there and they'll help you with that and do it for you. So there are various opportunities to make sure that your home is kept up and you can remain in it.
Thank you.
So I'm going to answer another question that she asked me about. And it's, do I service all age groups? And actually, I would have to say that 80% of my clients are seniors, but the other 20% is anybody from, they have to be 21 in order for me to be able to care for them. But let's say 22-year-old young man's parents lives in Ohio, and he's going to have major surgery done. He's allowed to come home after he's been in Sea-Pine, say, for rehabilitation after 2 weeks. But he is going to be alone. But it's a temporary time period. And at a young age like that, it works well. I can change his kitchen around so he can use his kitchen. I can make sure he can get in and out of the bathroom. Well, actually, I can't change the size of the door. But we can make sure that he's going to get around safely. And I can do wellness checks 1, 2, 3 times a week. And then always I call his parents and say, Jack's doing really well. He's doing well. Y'all don't need to come down. Wait till it gets a little bit better, and then you can go out to dinner together and enjoy each other's company. So yes, anybody, any age.
Our company is a little bit different. We specialize for seniors, 65 and older. However, as you know, there is an exception to every rule. We have a lot of special needs clients, and so their ages vary. We work with their parents to prepare in case of a crisis if the parents are not able to take care of them. We work with the clients so they know who we are. We gain a relationship. We gain the trust. So if anything happens, we come in a crisis period and take that edge off, and we're a comfortable blanket for them to say, hey, we're here for you. We know your parent cannot be or your loved one cannot be, but we are. So our services deal with planning ahead for not only you, but your special needs clients and other loved ones.
That was great. And so pre-planning is probably very, very important. So it doesn't have to be at time of emergency. They can contact you in advance to get something set up, to get a care manager set up with you?
It's very important to plan ahead. So if you're older, if you have a special needs child or loved one, what you want to do is think about, what if I cannot be there? What if I need help? What if you live at home and you're independent and your husband's independent, but somebody has, God forbid, a stroke? Your husband's in the hospital, you don't drive, you don't know how to manage your money. You can call a case manager. If you have them ahead of time, we have an opportunity to sit with you, learn about what you want, the specifics about your care, your life. We have the opportunity to have the groundwork for a super solid foundation to allow us to come in at the time of a crisis instead of while the crisis is happening. So planning ahead with a case manager is almost as important as making sure your estate planning is done. Your power of attorney, your healthcare surrogate, your living will, last will and testament, pre-need guardianship, life estate. All of these things are really important. But if you have them and nobody knows how to execute them, or nobody knows what the roles are, it's half effective. With a case manager, we can even walk your loved ones through, oh my gosh, now I'm named power of attorney. What are my responsibilities? Can you help me? We do a lot of that coaching to make sure that there are very little to no gaps in care when a loved one needs it.
So that brings me to my last question for you. So could you go directly to guardianship coaching and tell us a little bit about that?
So I am a professional guardian. I work with the elderly and special needs also as a court-appointed guardian. So if there is neglect, abuse, abandonment, lack of advance directives, there is the last resort of guardianship. Many times we encourage the family member to be, if there is a family member, to be the guardian. And if that's the case, guardianship is a different world, and not a lot of people know about it except for maybe those negative things that come out in the social media and those movies that are so just crazy. I don't know, sensationalized. So what we do is if a family member has guardian over their loved one, we'll walk them through what you can and can't do in the law, what you can and can't do with banks, other financial entities, with the client's funds, with placement. So we offer that extra service to make sure that the guardianship for the family goes well. And that's what our coaching consists of. So yes, because a lot of clients have hard of hearing issues or deaf. We have a lot of blind people due to glaucoma or other diseases that have progressed. So we have very creative ways to communicate with our clients. So yes, we can get interpreters. We also, if he may be deaf, but we sign a little, but we write really big too. So we make sure that whatever there may be as far as a care need, we think out of the box and make sure we get through to our clients, talk with our clients, learn about them and their needs.
I think as an apartment house, if they're not
ADA?
Yeah.
I would actually ask you, do you have any ADA accommodations? What are the accommodations you have for any type of handicap? I don't want to assume. I would call the city as well. If, start with the apartment complex and then maybe call the city and ask them for some advice. And if you do find yourself in a situation where you have a permanent disability where you're not able to go back to that second or third floor, there are options within case management and care management where the care and case manager can help you find the next step. Another home, independent living facility, assisted living, a rehab facility. So we're in and out, up and down the county. I only service Brevard. Do you service only Brevard as well?
I only service Brevard. However, I will go down to Indian River County.
Okay.
At the northern end of it.
So we look at, I'm in every build. Not personally, but my team is, they're in buildings, so they are aware what buildings are really good with communication, with care, with follow through. So case managers are really in the now because we're constantly in the community visiting our clients. So if you want to know if A, B, or C facility is good for socialization and rehab and long-term care, give us a call because we can walk you through that. And that's another advantage of having a care or case manager on your team ahead of time because you never know when something's going to happen. So you want to make sure you've got your ducks in a row. So if the storm comes, a health crisis, a financial crisis, you know who to call. And they already know your situation. So it's really good to plan ahead.
Place for ADA. So the thing is like not everybody has to say the thought. Pricing. And we have a handicap spot, still got more violence. No, I mean, it's crazy. They want to buy it. But
Well, I don't know what the compliances are, so it's a dangerous field for me to talk.
Me too. I would definitely say, and you can call the Agency for Disabilities as well and find out, what their regulations are and how they could help.
Are there any other questions? Yes, ma'am.
so you have this first time apologize beyond something out the drums. Ways to help with bills and stuff.
Yes, ma'am.
Absolutely.
So that would come under my upper name tag, which is Helping Seniors of Brevard. And if you were to call our helpline, which is 473-7770, I got it high. Then I can give you 3 or 4 references of people that have been with Helping Seniors of Brevard for over 10 years each. That would be Ruth Rhodes, Bill Johnson, and Amy B. Van Fossen's office. They're definitely, and if you're up in Titusville, we do have Mr. Scarborough up there as well. So yes, we can give you information about helping you fill out a will, or who can help you fill out a will, I should say.
Yes.
Okay.
Any other questions? Well, just to sum it up, it's very important, as I said and Karen said, to plan ahead. You want to know your resources out there, starting with how is your life going to change as you age? What resources are out there for me to make sure that you get your individualized care plan? Start with an attorney, go to a case and care manager. Have all these things already in your pocketbook so you don't have to deal with it in a crisis, because it's not a good thing in the middle of a crisis when you're trying to make some very important decisions about your life. So plan ahead, think about the what ifs, because you never know what's going to happen.
And I know you have one as well. I call mine a share and care, and it's an hour's visit with me and you for no charge whatsoever. You like me, you don't like me, we're going to get along, we are going to get along, just a chance to know what your needs are. And I know you have a similar...
We do. We have a consultation up to an hour. You have to come to our office, or we can do a Zoom call and talk about what services you're interested in and see if we're a good fit for you. And if not, we both refer out. We work very well within our community. That's where we're lucky in Brevard. We have great case managers, great guardians, great home care agencies, great insurance. We can give you the right fit. We can lead you there. If we're not it, we have no problems passing it forward to somebody else.
Consultation.
It is free. There's no charge, and we sit down and we talk.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much for listening to us today, and we'll hand it right back over to you, Kerry.
You guys keep one microphone because I'm not letting you guys up quite yet. Because I do have a question, and I'm going to say the question, give you a minute to think about it. First of all, a round of applause for our panelists today. They did these guys are like real heroes because they are on the front lines, and the things that you might have questions about, these are the things that they have probably run across and had to navigate. People say, what does helping seniors do? We say we are senior navigation. What we're trying to do is get you to the right place, the right resource, the right answer for whatever it is that's going on. And there's a million different things that go on. That's why I thought it was so important when they were talking about they're each willing to take their own time and visit with you, because everybody's case is a little bit different. There's a certain circumstance or there's a certain thing going on. And you need to talk, while we can talk about generalities while we're up here, you do need to be able to talk about the specifics of your circumstance with somebody who knows, understands, and who cares. So, and I'm going to give you a minute to think about this, but I want to ask you guys to really sum up you've seen the good, you've seen the bad, you've seen the ugly, you've seen the mistakes people have made, you've seen the things that people have gotten right. And I'm going to ask each of you to come up with an answer to the question, what would be the number one thing you would advise all of us in this room to consider about our own aging plan? So I'm going to give you a second to come up with that. I don't just give you, if we had like the little Jeopardy theme in the background while... Okay, go for it.
What I want you all to know that's very important is if you have your state plan complete, that's wonderful. But do your designees know that they're the designees? And do your designees know if they're your power of attorney, where your banks are, safe deposit box, your investments, your safe deposit box key in your home, you're safe? Does your healthcare surrogate know anything about your health other than, as my mother says, when I say, how are you doing? I'm fine. How is your doctor's appointment? I'm fine. Well, you want them to know more. Even though they're your children or your sibling, they may not know where to start if they're your healthcare surrogate. So you have to educate them. It's not enough just to have an estate plan done. It's whoever your designation or designee is, meet with them, talk to them. It's a hard subject. Believe me, I know. And make sure they are aware what you want, what you need, where your assets are, where your healthcare providers are. Because you don't want them in a time of need to be fumbling around trying to figure it out. You want to educate them. If they're not local, case and care managers can be the boots on the ground, or as I like to say, the heels on the ground, although I don't have them on today. We're out there with your eyes, your ears, for your family, for you. So make sure you talk about your care and your needs and your wants with your designees and let them know, hey, there's a case manager out there or care manager that I've already talked to. So if you need help executing A, B, or C in my life, call them. They've already have a foundation, everything about me. They know my primary care physicians. They know all these answers, or they can at least guide you. So make sure your designees are educated, because that's the most important in my eyes.
Like that thing. Constantly document.
Yes.
That's something other.
So everyone knows. And in addition to everything that Danica said, I would say reach out. Don't be embarrassed. I've seen 100 times worse. We want to share our love and compassion with all of you. So in addition to every single thing you said, because it's so important to get your ducks in a row, that also don't be embarrassed. I've worked with people that she actually rented a second apartment in Indian Harbor Beach, just down the hall from where she lived, because she was that much of a hoarder.
Oh, wow.
So just reach out, call. Thank you.
All right. Thank you guys so much for sharing. Another round of applause for Danica and for Karen for sharing today.
I'm Joe Steckler. Thank you for joining our program today. I'd like to remind you that our senior information line is available to you at 321-473-7770. There you can get help and direction that could be helpful for your specific situation or circumstances. The work of helping seniors is very important, but we can't do it alone. That is why our sponsors here in Brevard County are so important. I'd like to thank our many area sponsors, businesses, and medical providers who support the mission of helping seniors that help us carry the cost of our media efforts. If you'd like to join us either as a business partner or simply donate as an individual, we welcome your call at 321-473-7770. You are always welcome to visit our website at www.helpingseniorsofbrevard.org. Thanks so much for your help. It does make a difference.